All right, guys, welcome back to the Sacrifiers, issue number 11 from Image Comics by Rick Remender, Andre Lima Araujo, and Dave McCaig. McCaig? Is that how you say it? Anyway, so, yeah, we have another god in play here. I mean, that's this guy on the cover. And we start here at this very desolate, bleak city with a lot of gears. And, these creatures are bringing a woman to their god, right? Or their ruler. I believe this is a god, right? Just like Aquatius, from the last issue. And this creature says, "Your queen is dead. Luruxum, my dear wife, how? In the fall of Aquaticus castle. Aquatica, nearly of all his people are dead, but we apprehended this one fleeing." So this was the woman that was crushed because of the pigeon boy, in the last issue. It's not good. Aquaticus is dead. And she was probably sleeping around with Aquaticus. Wink, wink. So he asked, "Why was my wife in your castle?" And he says, I don't. He said, what was she doing there? "She visited Lord Aquaticus frequently." He's in total shock. So where's Aquatica? "Dead. By the hand of which god? Rokos?" "It was no god, it was a blue feather. Makes no sense, but all accounts from survivors were the same." He says, "Bring him to me." All right. And then we go to the foreman, which I almost forgot. I mean, he was the one that rounded up all these young boys and girls for sacrificing to the gods, am I right? But he was promised even the nectar of the gods, so he would gain immortality. Of course, the gods wouldn't do that, so he was betrayed. Did some bad things to the daughter, Luna or so, Soluna, right? But of course, nobody knows that except he and his girlfriend, concubine, helper, whatever. So you get a message from Lord Rokos, and he says, "Hey, any word of my daughter?" He says, "None. I'm sorry to report that my hostile is the score all of Harlus." So I believe Harlus is this planet, and these are the gods, right? He says, "What of Zal?" And he said, "We sent an envoy, but they never returned. We find ourselves in dark days. Aquatica is dead. The ocean with him. My beloved wife has abandoned us." Not really, she's dead. And if she is missing, and if the missing Princess Soluna fails to take a mother's place on the lunar throne, without the moon, the tide cease, the lands flood, the storms worsen, the whole of Harlus will soon be destroyed. Now, whose fault is that, eh? And so he says, maybe Soluna is in the clutches of a mysterious rival. Maybe someone is revolting or staging a revolt. So the foreman says, "I have no information." He says, "Take another round of sacrifices until someone confesses." He says, "Another round? One from every family. During this chaos, we can't." Roka says, "Someone knows where my daughter is." All right, so his lover says, "Hey, are you going to do this?" Yeah, he says, "I have no options. The people will revolt, most certainly, but he's right. This will help us find her. Why put us in danger to save that spoiled pig? We desperately need to find this dear princess." "Why? I need to kill her before she is..." Lest he reveal what we did. Yeah, because he was the one that drained the brain, drained the powers of the princess, and then Pigeon Boy accidentally got hold of the powers, and that's gives him the power to kill gods. But Soluna is now basically drained, and she's now old and gray instead of young and beautiful. Right, so all people from every size of the corners of the world is coming here because of the storms, devastating and crushing their homes. So they are here to, food and shelter, etc. But it seems that Saluna was saved by Pigeon Boy's family, and Pigeon Boy doesn't know that his family's still alive, and they are praying to the goddess Luna, right? And she says, she will save us, says little pigeon girl. I'm sorry, she promised us. How could the gods allow a world to crumble after we've given them so much? Don't they have to fix things? She says, I don't know. So yeah, this Pigeon Boy's families are in desperation. poor kid. She's crying. She says, hey, let's get some soup before it's all gone, right? So your parents don't talk about what happened. I don't think they can. It was bad. The flood came in the night, took my brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. It's okay. Daddy says they are with the gods now. Called to Roka's castle to help him fix the world. He says gods always take care of us in the end. Do you believe that too? No, because she was part of it, right? She was careless and living a carefree, very easy life until everything was going to hell. Is your family also with the gods? She says yes. And I believe I'll see them again as well. I hope so. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I'm only child. Was it lonely? It was. Well, if you want, I could be your sister. That way, neither of us has to be lonely. I like that very much. Oh, so cute. But when everybody's asleep, that creature that is, resides in her, she was attacked by some oil-like thing, and then she fell and then wakes up. So I believe this is a parasite. I'm not sure if she knows that this thing is living in her, but it wants to take Pigeon Girl's life. Probably this is this creature's food, I'm guessing. And but then I know minions of Rokas and the foreman is saying, "Hey, wake up!" So Pigeon Girl is waking up, and then she sees that this parasite is now going back into Soluna's, sleeping husk. So everybody's waking up. So these minion says, the sacrifice has revolted. Your failed children did this to you. Set off a chain reaction that led to our ruin. The destruction of your homes, your livelihoods, dead loved ones, all blame rests on your progeny's cowardice. We are here to rectify this. All right, so everybody needs to sacrifice their child. And he says, Beatrice, come to me. And so Saluna says, we must get you out of here. And she says, no, don't touch me. She's so afraid of her, right? But then Pigeon Mom comes in. He says, please, we have all. She's all we have left. She gets punched in the face and she says, do something. I have no weapon. Oh, man. Please, my grandson, he's all I have left now. Doesn't matter. It is done. I'm blind and without him. And then Saluna comes in. I'm his daughter. Leave the boy. I'll take his place. He says, you're too old. No, I'm young enough. The cold aged my skin. Right, so they all been taken. So the foreman, he was now a mask on. He says, hear me, citizens of Kandar. Your princess Saluna has gone missing. No, she's here, dude. Someone among you is hiding information as to her whereabouts. The only way to save your children is to aid us in finding her. Any information you share could save your child's life. So, if you want your children returned, then you must help us to find the princess. She's looking at us. So scared. It's going to be okay. Not really. Not really. All right, so they are being taken away, right? Take dispatch to the woodland trail upon the mountain and back to my factory, where they're getting brain drained, right? So then Pigeon Father comes in. You taken all my children but her. What have the gods given us in return? So the foreman says, everything. All right, Pigeon Father punches his face, but foreman is way too strong. And then he says Beatrice, no, don't hurt him. Silence, or I'll gag your mouth, says the minions. All right. So Foreman says, I remember your son. He was one of the cowards who set this rebellion in motion. His disloyalty is why the gods have smitten us all. Rage at me all you like. Your children are gone because of you. It's a lie. You know it, man. You know what's going on. You liar. Anyway, it was the second time Father Palm had heard the foreman's flag me voice. The second time he watched as one of his precious children was taken from him, taken in service to a God who would never know his name, a God who would break every promise made, in service to a world that gave him nothing in return but pain. Fantastic. Fantastic. Poor pigeon girl, she's so afraid of Saluna, right? And I can imagine, I mean, why doesn't he know that Saluna is amongst them? I mean, it's just a question of time that he's going to find out. I mean, this Salunas always have this hood on. I mean, at one time, you should know that she's among you, right? All right, so that leads us to the next issue. I ordered a couple of comics, so I hope it's there. So for now, I don't have issue 12, but we're going to do that in the future. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I hope you like the video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I see you next time. Bye-bye.